Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Hagen-Botham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, Andrew Bartolotta.
Welcome to the City Current Show, where we spotlight individuals and organizations making an impact and powering the good in our community. I'm your host, Andrew Bartolotta, and today on the show, we're shining a spotlight on a retail destination that's so much more than shopping. Tanger Southaven is a hub for community, connection, and giving back. From creating jobs and supporting local entrepreneurs to partnering with nonprofits and leading large-scale events that uplift families, Tanger Southaven is weaving purpose into every purchase. Joining us is Aaron Crabb, Marketing Director, to talk about the events, partnerships, and impact initiatives that are making Tanger a force for good across the Mid-South. Aaron, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, so let's start with a big picture view. What makes Tanger Southaven more than just a shopping destination?
So it means a lot to have the chance to share what we've been working on at Tanger Southaven and why we're so proud to be a part of this incredible community. Now, most people know of us as a place to find great deals on name brand shopping. And yes, we love that part too. But the truth is, Tanger centers, especially here in Southaven, are so much more than shopping. We like to think of ourselves as, once again, as you said, the hub of the community. We're not just a destination. You could say we're a gathering place. We're a local partner and a helping hand when it matters most. So pretty much just like as that, it's like we try to make sure that we are a bigger picture. We try to be entwined with the community here in Southaven.
Absolutely. And we mentioned that Tanger supports small businesses as well. Can you share how you're working with local entrepreneurs and vendors?
We support small businesses like local entrepreneurs who want to try their hand in retail. They can find space at our center. We offer flexible leasing, pop-up programs to help them get started. So essentially, when people want to get started, they don't realize that they can get in here at cheaper rates than typical through the short-term leases. So with that, you also have the flexibility to be able to be here for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, compared to some of the long-term leases where it's like, okay, you come in at 5 years and then you're stuck at whether, you think that your business is going to do good for that 5 years and then it might not do the best. And then you have that option. So.
Well, I think that's such a great impact that you can have on small businesses and entrepreneurs because, like you said, they can have pop-up, short-term leases, and it allows them to be in a hub with national and global brands that you love already, and you can walk next door and support a small business as well. And so it's really cool that you all are able to do that. And with that, when it comes to small businesses, entrepreneurs, but also the job opportunities, talk about the job opportunities that Tanger creates locally. What kind of employment impact are you seeing across the Tanger Southaven footprint?
So Tanger supports hundreds of local jobs. So, we're talking full-time, part-time, seasonal, you name it almost in regards to jobs. So whether somebody wants to work part-time at Nike or they want to work full-time at Calvin Klein, it doesn't matter exactly like who wants to get a job. It's like we support everybody here. So as I said, it's, people can come in and they can have a seasonal job. You see that with a lot of the Ole Miss students, the University of Memphis students, that while they're in their free time, they can come in during the holidays, during the summer, they can have that job opportunity to obviously make money and then go back to class.
Yeah, I love that there's such a breadth of opportunities for them to, and different brands that they can learn from and work with across the board. And we talked about your community impact. I've been able to collaborate with y'all in the past and see it firsthand. One of your biggest community events is the Back to School Bash and Supply Drive. What can attendees expect this year? Talk about what that event has done annually in the past.
So obviously the back to school event, this is more than just a one-day event. It's a multi-part initiative that brings together businesses, families, non-for-profits, schools from across the entire DeSoto County and even Shelby County. So this year we're partnering with Mackenzie Gray, Southaven Honda, and the Hope Center to bring all of this together. So to make sure that we ensure that students start the school year equipped properly with everything they need, from pencils and backpacks all the way up to classroom tools that they need for their everyday support. So if people basically can donate, it's monetary donation, it's through the Hope Center, and they can actually go to tanger.com/Southaven under the events page, and they can actually go in there. And the cool thing is they're also helping out a 501c3. Last year we did about 600 backpacks that we donated out through the community. So, and then this year we're looking to stuff them even more with bigger and better school supplies.
I volunteered last year, and just to see the line and the amount of people in our area that have a need and are so appreciative of it is really cool to see. Tanger and the surrounding stores and organizations collaborating with places like Southaven Honda, Mackenzie Gray, the Hope Center, to collaborate for collective impact, and then to give back is such a cool thing that you don't have to do. And then for you all to do so many community events and to support the community locally is great, and it makes you just want to shop at Tanger Southaven even more. One of the additional signature events that you have each year that started as a small event somewhere else locally and has just grown and grown is Scare on Tanger Square. So how has this become a staple for families in Southaven?
Oh man, the fact that, you've played a big role in it as well. Like, Scare on Tanger Square now has grown to be this massive event. So, as we've said before, it's like we always think community first. So, as Tanger, we try to create these free events and we try to partner with the best in the community. So, once again, like we partnered last year, we're once again partnering with Southaven Young Professionals, the Chamber of Commerce, and the City of Southaven to bring this event together, where we can create an environment where families can enjoy trunk or treating, beautiful costumes, games, seasonal fun that, pretty much goes all the way around, from touch of trucks, food trucks. And once again, it's all without a cost. It's a safe, inclusive space that people can come to, that they know that where they are going is safe. You don't have to worry about, going from one neighborhood to another anymore. If there's people that you don't really like, know, or trust, you can always just come here, and then you know that we're putting on something that is going to be safe for those families.
And like I said before, being a part of it, I saw it firsthand last year, and just, I mean, it was it was the busiest, most fun, craziest, in the best way possible event that I've ever been a part of. And continuing to see it this year. I believe it's on Halloween this year, right?
Yeah, this year we're actually going to host it on October 31st. It's most likely going to wind up coming up between 5 and 8 p.m. We're still working on the time just to make sure that everything goes smoothly. But once again, it's like we're trying to make sure that this will be a fun, safe event.
Mm-hmm. And there's a philanthropic component to this event as well. You raise funds for DeSoto Hope through this event. How important is it to tie your events to a deeper mission?
It's very important. Once again, it's one of our core values here at Tanger is to consider community first, to make sure that everything ties back into the community that all Tangers participate in. Because once again, we rely heavily on the community, that we hope that we can give back to the community that's helping us. So as you said, last year we partnered up with DeSoto Hope, and we donated $1,500 to them, so that way they can continue to support the families that have been affected by cancer. So they have such a great tie into the community with Baptist Memorial Hospital, that they do such a great job at making sure, giving hope, once again, hope to these families that they're still good in the world.
And it's so great for you all to then partner with a relatively newer, smaller nonprofit doing amazing work, but need those monetary donations to help fuel their impact. And so for you all to be able to do that is super cool. And even when it comes to hurricane relief efforts, recently, with Hurricane Helene, the response came together so quickly and effectively. You filled a 53-foot trailer with supplies. Talk about the community response there.
Oh my gosh. The sheer outburst of effort that everybody in Southaven came together for. It not even just Southaven, also Memphis. J&J Express, they're a trucking company that's out of Memphis, that donated the fuel for the truck, the trailer, everything in order to get those items from Southaven, Mississippi, all the way to Eastern Tennessee. And then Crescent Park, they are a company once again out of Memphis. And I like to just throw out once again Memphis because we are so close
Yes.
that, we have a great relationship between both Southaven and Memphis. And they donated probably about, I think it was like 8 to 12 pallets full of items such as hair care product, cleaning products, you name it, that these basic essential items that people don't think without living without.
Mhm.
So for the entire week, from the 2nd through the 8th in October, we had that 53-foot trailer that was parked out on the property for people to bring donations. And we immediately started calling and getting calls from local businesses. We worked with DeSoto County Sheriffs. They brought a small trailer full of items that they had collected. We partnered with Silo Square and they donated a whole bunch of items. We partnered with Northwest Mississippi Community College and a lot of their organizations with underneath their umbrella wound up bringing and collecting items as well. And then obviously, we lean heavily on the chamber to get the word out. So it wasn't even just bigger businesses. It was the chamber getting the word out to smaller businesses, that it was just this network of like a web
Mhm.
that pulled all these people in this community together, where within that short 1 week span, we filled that entire 53-foot trailer.
Yeah, it's cool to see how the one thing I love about our community is just the mindset of community giving back together and not taking no for an answer. Like, what can we do to help make something a reality? And we just find those people to do it. And I feel like we're lucky in the community that we're able to say that across Southaven, DeSoto County, even when you say Memphis in the Mid South. And one of those real big aspects that you all focus on are kids and children and educational projects. Tanger Kids is one of your most powerful long-term initiatives. What kind of educational pieces have you funded, projects have you funded locally?
So we have funded multiple projects, from STEB lab expansions, sensory room equipments for special needs students, inclusive playground improvements. And then we even partnered with one of the local schools here for culinary classroom tools for basic home economics and life skill programs. So it's across over the last 30 years that Tanger has actually been hosting this. They have given away they have given a lot of money away to schools to over the last 3 decades to support Title I schools throughout Tanger communities. But one of the cool things that makes Tanger Kids special is that it's driven by local needs. Every year we open up grant processes where educators can tell us exactly what they need, what's going to make a real difference in their classrooms, in their school. And then we listen to that and we try to help them bring those improvements to their school. Once again, as I said, it was just a short list of some of the items that I stated earlier that we've given away um, through the grant process. And then when we read those applications, it's truly moving. You see how much of these teachers actually care for their students and show how creative they are. And then they even see how a relatively small amount of funding can unlock a world of possibility with their students.
Mm-hmm.
It is the impact that Tanger Kids truly does bring to not just DeSoto County, Shelby County, anybody that's within a reaching distance of a Tanger, that they can apply for these Tanger Kids grants. So we want to make sure that, all educators, if you're an educator, if you know an educator, that we get that word out, because we want to make sure that these schools are getting the funding that is right. And then that can help, once again, build these classrooms. So for instance, this year, the applications window will actually open up on August 11th. So it's actually right around the corner, surprisingly, like even in DeSoto County, like DeSoto County schools start July 31st.
Mm-hmm.
So within 2 weeks of each other, teachers can put these grants in for 2026.
It's once again just another way that you all are embedding yourself in the community and asking those teachers, those educators, what do you need to be successful for your children to be successful? And then you help make it happen. So, what a win-win to shop at Tanger Southaven and then know that they're so embedded into our community. One of the last events we're going to talk about that you host is the Jeepers for St. Jude event. What's that experience like for attendees? Why is the partnership with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital such an important part of your event calendar?
So this was the first time last year that Jeepers for St. Jude wanted to partner with us. So they need a big enough parking lot that they can host these events, where they charge. It's basically a car show that comes out. There's a lot more Jeeps than any of the other cars, but it's basically a car show for the community. That everybody that comes in, there's a fee to get into the event for the car show part.
Mm-hmm.
Viewers and spectators, they can come in for free. But the people that come in for the judging with your car, there's a small nominal fee for it for the participants that want to bring their car in and get judged. And all those get rolled up into a donation, and then they present a big check to St. Jude. So obviously St. Jude is a big hub here in the Memphis metropolitan area. And that what they do is, once again, tied around kids. We tied around kids and tied around the community.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to bring people together and understand that, hey, we need to be a part of St. Jude. We need to help them get the funding and get the money. That way they can keep doing what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and such a creative way to then see the need for Jeepers for St. Jude to see the need for a larger parking lot, partner with a place like y'all's where you have an enormous parking lot, but you also have space within the stores where you can have a real fun, immersive space for this car show, and then to raise the funds for such a worthy cause. So let's switch over from your community events to the shopping side. You have a Summer of Savings campaign, but you also have the Tanger Club, which I'm happy to be a member of, but also see such enormous benefits for. Talk about what that is, how people can not only gear up for back to school, but for the fall and winter season, and know that they're getting the best price possible at dozens and dozens of stores.
So just like anything else, we all know the economy has been a little tight lately. Prices are rising. Families are really stretching their budgets to make sure that, they can kind of like figure out smart ways to save. And essentially that's where Tanger Club comes in. Summer savings, that's where everything that we do here comes into play. Shopping at Tanger gives you access to your big favorite brands: Nike, Levi's, Coach, Tory Burch, Kate Spade, and a whole lot more. And then basically with Tanger Club, they give you prices that just make sense. So Tanger Club is completely free to join. There's 3 different tiers. There's blue, gold, and platinum. So Blue is once again completely free to join. If you feel like that you are a shopper, you can spend $20 for the entire year and you can get even better savings. Right now, we're in the middle of summer savings. As you said, it's designed especially for families prepping for back to school season because let's face it, shoes, clothes, supplies, it all adds up.
Yes, it does.
So we've partnered with a lot of brands on our property and we've rolled out deep discounts, exclusive promotions to help families stay on budget without sacrificing quality. We've also partnered with several retailers to offer additional perks for educators, first responders, military families. Columbia is one of the biggest ones where they support first responders and military. They give extra discounts for just proof that you're within that discount, within that. It's just one more way that we're trying to give people a break.
I love going to Tanger and knowing that I'm always getting the best price possible. I mean, because so many people like to shop online, but when you're shopping for clothes, when you're shopping for shoes, when you're shopping for things that you're going to use every day and care about, there's this ability to tangibly touch and try on and feel and see it in person that you don't get with online shopping. And that's what I love about Tanger, is you can pull up and you can go to dozens and dozens of stores for your entire family and be able to know that once again you're getting the best price possible.
Definitely. Once again, it's like just trying to make sure that you get the best price possible with the best brands. So that's one of the biggest things, is making sure that people understand that. Like, you're not just going to a non-brand, retail outlet. It's like, here you are getting the same stuff, if not close to the same stuff as what you would get online.
Yes. And you're not sacrificing, like you said, the quality of it, which is another great perk. And I always know one of our biggest teacher gifts is a Vera Bradley blanket. And I always go to the Vera Bradley store there, and we have several in our home and they're always super comfy. Or I know if I want a nice new bag or watch or sunglasses, I'm going to go to Fossil. I mean, that's just, now having Crocs back at Tanger Southaven is great too, because our kids are Crocaholics and they're always, wanting to get some new Crocs. So like I said, it's just a great place to come as a community to shop, but then also know that you all are supporting so many organizations in our region and families. Where can people go? Where are you located? And then where can people go online to learn more, to follow you all, and sign up for Tanger Club?
So we're located right off of I-55 and Church Road, and you can follow us to receive real-time updates and promotions. You can text Tanger, Tanger, to 826-437, or you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram to get, once again, real in-time updates.
Well, Aaron Crabb, thank you so much for sharing about Tanger Southaven and all of the stores and how you are investing in the heart of our community, supporting families, but also creating opportunities for connection and growth. Thank you for powering the good in our community and for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.